is mainly about a dying SS soldier named Karl and a Jew named Simon in a concentration camp. When the Jews go to do work at a school, which is now turned into a hospital for the injured soldiers, a nurse grabs Simon and takes him to a soldier, which is Karl. The nurse grabs Simon because Karl wants to talk to the Jew about all that he has done wrong, and he wants to ask for forgiveness. And if Simon doesn't want to take his forgiveness, then Karl will not be able to die in peace. Basically, to sum up all of this, Simon just wanted to know what to do and what not to do throughout the whole story, because he didn't really know what to do. And in the book, he finished off the book with a quote saying, "What would I have done?" And he basically said that because he wanted to see what other people thought what he should have done. And so, in the rest of the book right here, he has other people telling him what he probably should have done. Yeah.
Well, I'm to the discussion here. Yeah. My starting question was, what were your thoughts about the book?
My thoughts about the book was basically why did Simon not take the forgiveness from Karl?
I really liked the book, except the second half sucked because I don't like some of the reflections that were brought because their opinions, I think, are stupid.
I have to agree with Iris on that. Like, there were a few good authors in there, who gave their opinion about it, but the rest were kind of boring and long. So.
If you're in the same situation as Simon, would you have done the same thing, or would you have done something else?
I probably would have done something else because Simon was a little bit smarter than me. I probably would have taken Karl's forgiveness, not taken David's.
I probably would have done the same thing as him because now that the soldier is just because he's dying, he's apologizing for his forgiveness when he should have done it first place if he didn't need his forgiveness in order to die in peace.
I kind of agree with Erica because I don't think he had the right, or Simon had the right to forgive Karl for the things he had done because of all the people that Karl had killed. One person doesn't have the will and the forgiveness of everyone else.
I have to say the same thing, because it makes sense, because, all the Jews that did die, they don't get to give their, forgiveness to him, but Simon can't vouch for them on their behalf.
How do you think Simon felt when the nurse told him to?
He was probably scared. He didn't know what was going on. And he didn't know why he was going to say Simon.
I really don't know, but if I were him, I'd probably feel a little bit nervous because maybe they're both trying to.
I have to agree with Jada because I would be really scared if I were in that kind of situation and just getting pulled away, not knowing what would happen next.
I think that if it was me in that situation, I'd be pretty scared, because when you're a Jew in a concentration camp, a lot of Jews tend to get beaten or gassed or anything like that. It'd be kind of scary to be in that situation, have someone pull you like it's really urgent.
My last question is, in the response part of the book, who had your favorite response to this?
Okay.
I'd say Alan L. Berger. I don't know how to say that name, but I say him because he tells he says what I would have done in his place. He puts himself in someone's place and says what he would do.
Mine would
probably have to be Albert Speer because he's just really clear with everything that he has to say. And there's no mistake.
I can't exactly remember his name, but he was really good because he didn't really judge Simon or judge his decisions. He kind of just went along with it and explained, like, I kind of agree with you, but I don't agree with everything you've done. So he made it really clear, and he expressed his opinions in a nicer way than the other people.
Mine was Robert McAfee Brown, I think
Oh,
that's how
that
you say it. But I agree too, because part of his thing is he's like, the theme is really clear, it's never forget and never forgive, because that's kind of how the Jews felt, after they went through all of that and lost so many of their kind to the Nazis.
Well, I'm Prince, and my time is pretty bad, but that's okay. Well, this is my drawing, and that's Simon, obviously. And these are the dead soldiers. And in the book, he says, I can see nothing that might us up from the street of regardless, but there was a military cemetery, and on each grave was planted a sunflower. Suddenly I envied the dead soldiers. Each had a sunflower to connect with him to the living world, and butterflies to his grave. For me, there would be no sunflower. I would be buried in a mass grave, where corpses would be piled on top of me. No sunflower would ever bring light into my darkness, and no butterflies would dance above my grave. So he was just really jealous, I guess, of the soldiers because since he was Jewish, he wouldn't get the same things that they got, and that was unfair because they're both human and
I was a fiction detective, and I had a few words that I didn't really understand. It didn't make sense to me at the time. Then later on in the book, they kind of made sense. So I'm only gonna pick one, but I really didn't understand at the time. It was the ghetto, because in the beginning of the book, he said perhaps they set up any workshops in the ghetto, and in the book they reference to the ghetto a lot. Like that's where they got all their information from, and they would get information from like other soldiers around the concentration camps, and it was really important to them to hear what was going on outside of the camps and in the ghetto. And I felt like the author was trying to just tell everybody how important it was that was going on.
Okay, so I was the bridge builder, and I'm going to read off two of the ones that I think are the most important. In the book, when the Jews were taking, their showers in the gas chambers, it almost reminded me of, like, the Jews, or the Nazis being like a mother, having, like, the dirty child who doesn't want to shower, and the Jews being the children, like, the Nazis calling it a shower was almost like the mother saying that they'd get a cookie after they were done showering for like the little child. And then in the part of the book where all the Nazis are on trial and the Jews are giving away the names of who were part of the Nazis who punished the Jews in the concentration camp, it reminds me of like bullies getting called out for not admitting to their actions for bullying kids in school.
Thank you for listening.
Okay. The last comment that you would like to make about the book, so if each of you would like to have just last one thing that you remembered from the book or something that had an impact from the book.
Well, to read this book, you kind of need to like really pay attention because there's things that are really important, and if you just like skim over the book, it won't make sense to you at all.
Mm-hmm.
I say it's more of an upper level book, kind of. It's more of a difficult read. I wouldn't recommend this book though. I didn't like it. Just because you had to like focus on
I really like the book. I think you have to have an open mind and you have to be able to stick with the book because it doesn't really start getting good until like the middle part and Simon actually gets put out and talks to us. It's so short.
Yeah, I agree with what Ira says, because in the beginning it's really just dull and it takes a long time to get through to that part where it gets suspenseful and it kind of just takes us up from there. And then it gets back to people listening to quotes again, so it gets boring.
Okay. Okay, thank you.